You're on your journey of getting rid of your social anxiety, and I'm sure you've started to read books to help you or consume some sort of knowledge, something on YouTube to help you get rid of that initial anxiety that you do have when talking to people. If you're watching this video, that shows that you are interested in getting rid of it. And if you are not reading now, I'll tell you now, it is the quickest route to getting rid of your social anxiety. Continue consuming knowledge no matter what platform, but books are probably the best because it is large form content and it is structured well and you can read it at your own pace versus a video that's talking sometimes very quickly and you're not able to retain all the information. When you read a physical book, your brain is allowed to retain that information because it is focused to consume the information at a slower rate, because obviously we read slower than we can listen to people. The number one book that you're going to want to start with, read the overall, the baby, the skeleton of getting better at being less socially anxious, is the book by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. There is a lot of valuable information in that book. I credit that book to starting my journey of just becoming the most confident person I know, or trying to become the most confident person I know. There's a lot of valuable information on there, and just dealing with people, and to become confident you need to know how to deal with people, you need to know how to talk to people, you need to know how to understand people, and it is a very valuable book for just learning about people, social situations, how to be good in social situations, and how to be a good socializer, good listener, just a good person in general. And it helps your view in life, helps you have a better view in life and outlook, and all in all helps you be a better and happier person at the end of the day. It's not for bad gains. Some people may read this book and may get bad ideas from it, have bad intentions, but deep within, if you are a conscious person and you are a good person, you are going to get all good from this book. This book planted the seed for me and becoming a confident person. This was the seed that started my journey to self-improvement and just becoming a confident guy. There's 3 sections in this book. The first section basically goes over dealing with people. It offers you insight on how to deal with difficult people. If you don't know how to deal with difficult people, you're going to find yourself in arguments. You're going to find yourself arguing with stupid people. And if you've ever heard the saying, you can't argue with stupid, it is terribly true. Someone who isn't willing to admit their own mistakes, you're not going to get anywhere in that conversation with them. In this book teaches you how to go about dealing with people that in a good way, to sort of diffuse them and just help them be happy, help them like you, and just helps you understand you need to be the better person in that situation to be the person on top. It basically, the first chapter teaches you how to be strategic in situations and strategic in dealing with difficult people, dealing with good people, just overall basically how to work a room, how to read a room, how to read people. It helps you understand people's intellectual motives, and in turn helps you better control the situation that you are in. It helps you have some sort of control. It helps you be a better leader. The second section in this book, it teaches you how to make people like you. And this is where some people fall off. They're like, oh, that seems kind of impure. I gotta change my battery. Unfortunately, some people do use this chapter for impure reasons, but I'm here to tell you it's not for that, and that you can use the knowledge of making people like you to your advantage in a good way. It can make you be able to help other people. It can be useful in making friends. Obviously, if you want to make a friend, that person probably has to like you for it to escalate to any type of friendship. In today's day and age, I feel like some people have forgotten how to make friends, or too consumed on social media and being behind their screens and not learning how to make actual conversation. This book teaches you how to engage in active conversation, how to ask questions, how to actually listen to people. It teaches you the importance of first impressions. It teaches you that a first impression is one of the most important things. I know myself, I've met some people before and they didn't necessarily have the greatest first impression, and I went along and not liked them for a while. And talking to them again, days, months later, I remember times where I had a better interaction with that person, and before I thought they were stupid, but the second interaction ended up being 100 times better than that first interaction, and I actually ended up liking that person and having a lot of respect for that person and just becoming friends with them. The first impression I had was bad, and that made me not want to try to be friends with them anymore. It helps you understand that people often judge you based off the first interaction that they have with you, and this book teaches you how to have an amazing first interaction to be liked by a lot of people. People often like to talk about themselves, and this book also teaches you that. It teaches you how to get people to talk about themselves. It teaches you how to ask questions. It teaches you what questions to ask, and it teaches you how not to go too far. And it also teaches you how to develop a deeper connection as well. by being vulnerable. It teaches you how to not be too vulnerable where you look weird, but be vulnerable enough where they can trust you enough to share something vulnerable about them, and that in turn allows you guys to have a deeper connection than a level 1 interaction, which would be a hey, how's the weather, or I like your shirt, or something like that. This book teaches you how to develop a deeper connection and go into a deeper understanding of each other's lives and friendship. It teaches you how to have something interesting to say during conversations. It teaches you when to say interesting things. It teaches you how to dig deep in the conversation that you guys are having and try to hit a topic that the both of you are interested in, so you can have a deeper conversation off that, because you guys will be able to have a more interesting intellectual conversation if you can discover something that the both of you actually care about. If both people are in tune with the topic at hand, they are going to have a deeper, better, more connected conversation, and this is what this book is going to teach you, and many other things that are out there like that. It teaches you what people want to hear, and it teaches you that sometimes you do have to say what people want to hear for something to go correctly. The third section of this book, it's mainly goes into how to win people to your way of thinking. In the third section of this book, it teaches how to win people to your way of thinking, and this could be useful in a leadership setting. And this is another section that some people look at and they may think it's dark, but it's not like that. It teaches you how to be a leader, and it teaches you how to be a good leader, actually, not a piece of shit leader. It teaches you how to handle confrontation and handle arguments, how to correct people. For example, in this book, when it teaches you how to correct people if someone's doing something wrong. A lot of people do get offended when you say they're doing something wrong. A lot of people aren't ready to admit that what they're doing is wrong, and a lot of people aren't ready to not feel self-conscious about their problem and realize that they are in some sort of learning stage and they're not ready to accept any sort of criticism. It teaches you how to make that person feel good about making a mistake, and how it does this is, an example is when someone is doing something wrong, you talk about your mistakes first. So if someone was nailing a board wrong on a house and you were the leader, it teaches you to go up to them, stop them, talk to them, tell them about the mistakes you made first in the past. For example, you say, hey, I remember when I first started, I did it like that too. I did it wrong for a long time and it fucked me up. Can I show you something that helped make my life a little fucking easier? And in turn, that person sees that, like, hey, he made the mistake too, and that person knows that he's not stupid. He knows that we share the same problems, and he's like, oh, he had the problem. I wonder if he can teach me how to fix this problem. He's not more than me. He did the same mistake that I did. Can I learn from him? Let's do this. It just teaches you how to be a better leader, how to talk to people, how to not make people feel less than you, and how to make people want to work harder in general. It teaches you how to make people feel valuable. It's basically just a book on how to be friends with everyone, how not to make enemies, why you shouldn't make enemies, and it just teaches you to live life making as many friends as possible. And once you get in that mindset, your confidence is going to be unstoppable as well, because it's going to teach you how to be that true people person, and the person who is really happy in this world is going to be that guy that can connect with everyone, because if he can connect with everyone, that means he's a generally happy guy. He has no judgment for anyone. Once you can become that guy that has no judgment for anyone, you have no hate in your heart, and you're not going to have any hatred in you or towards anyone, and not having any hatred in you or towards anyone is going to make you a good guy at the end of the day. You're going to know you're a good guy, and you're not going to feel bad. You're not going to be evil. You're going to be a good Samaritan. There is plenty to learn from this book. There's plenty to learn if you're looking to cure your social anxiety, if you're looking to cure your depression, if you're looking to get more confident, if you're just looking to meet more friends in general, if you're looking to meet women, if you're looking to meet men, if you are a woman reading this book or watching this video. It is a good place to start if you are interested in just growing happier, being more social, and just being the best person that you can be. It's going to help open up a lot of doors in your life. It's going to help you meet a lot of people, and in meeting people, you're going to be able to learn a lot of new things by opening yourself up to new ideas and mindsets. Take a look at this book. It's not a bad read. It's easy to read. It's one of the easier books to read. It's about 200 pages long. It's easy. It's a shorter book, but the chapters aren't like 20 to 30 pages long, which I didn't like when I first started reading. It's broken up into smaller sections. So if you aren't a big reader, you can read a small chapter a day. It's anywhere from like 1 to 10 pages, and if 1 to 10 pages is good if you're just starting out. It's easy to understand. There's lots of real life examples of the famous figures in the past that give you the example of how they applied the knowledge in this book. Give it a look. Go on Amazon. It's a cheap book. It's one of the most popular books of all time by Dale Carnegie. Take a look. Leave a comment. Like on the video if this helped you. Thank you.